And it would seem that Game Freak has accidentally created one of the craziest optical illusions I have ever seen, and it has people split similar in a way of the dress. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I hate people being unnecessarily aggressive on the internet. That I don't understand. Like, there's no reason to call someone an idiot because they see these stairs going down as opposed to these stairs going just like down right here. Like, I think that does not belong on the internet or YouTube, and it just makes it a shittier place for everyone. Like, there's no reason to be aggressive to this, especially when there's a split. It's not like this objectively goes straight down. There's some kind of optical illusion here at play, and one of the big things I wanted to just debunk right here is that this is not a surfing platform. This, from what we've seen in the Alola region, will not be a surfing platform, because if we go and hop over to the video, or just another outscaled map, I put it on the video because it's easier to just kind of point things out. We can see that there's going to be designated surfing areas that are actually kind of quarantined off by rocks and stuff. I would guess that these are safe places to surf, because this is massive open ocean. You don't want a kid going out in this, and there's no barrier right here, so it's not going to be safe. So there's probably going to be some kind of limitations to surfing in areas like this. You know, we can surf here, we can surf here, and we can surf here. So the more inletted, protected areas are going to be areas where we surf. I don't see any reason. Like, there's no point to surfing off of here at all. Like, I just don't understand, because, like, you don't connect to the islands, and we can see that everything has, like, their own little boat docks and stuff. So I'm very confident that, especially because we already have a pier right here on this island, that there's no point for this being a dock, or at least if we go down to it, it's not going to accomplish anything, so it serves no significance, which is why we're going to go back and take a look at this a bit more. Now, another reason why this is actually an optical illusion is because there's a lot of weird things going on right here, that this is not so clearly defined. Yeah, if it looked like that, then that shows that that's like a seawall, and then it would have to be kind of separated a bit, but it isn't. That this almost looks flush, that that's like a straight line with this dock right here. So that's what I was seeing right here. This is exactly what I was seeing, and then because of that, this is like a breaker wall. That's because you don't want waves and water spilling into your underground little area. But at the same time, this wall right here is pretty fishy as well. That if you look right here, this is where our perspective lines are. So I've taken enough art classes to know that, like, you know, you need to kind of follow with the central line, and that actually holds true right there. However, when we get to this wall, what it really needed to do was come out a bit more, and then come in on those lines, and then go straight down, and then kind of create like a breaker wall. So yeah, ignore this little red spot right here, and then that would actually make it look a lot more. That if it did something like this, yes, that is obviously going to be stairs going down in a straight direction. If I pull out a little gray, you know, we go and fill that in, and yeah, we can maybe make something of this right here, and that would definitely make it look a lot more. But at the same time, you know, that's why I feel there's an optical illusion going on right here, because either this is going to be some flat ground, and then now here's where the problem comes in. This doesn't go flat right here, and that's like where it breaks. So it depends on what side you're looking at it. I think that that's why there's such a split. You know, whatever you look at first, your brain is going to hit that optical illusion point where, oh, this is flat, and then the other people are going to say, oh no, this is raised up right here. And that's why I don't understand how people are actually getting in fights in the comment section of this or calling me out on it, when really it's either way it goes. One thing that you can see right here is, like, yeah, this is obviously a seawall, and the seawalls are supposed to be raised to protect it right there, but the seawall mysteriously just fails right here for no reason. So that's why I didn't see it like that. I just kind of saw that this was more of an extension of this wall right here, and that's where the drawing error came in, and then that this goes down because, okay. And I guess when we're looking at the seawall just a bit more, like, I do not see these as flush, which is another problem that you guys might not think right here. I actually feel like the street runs roughly, like, under the wall. So, like, the wall, like, since we're looking at it from this way, it's like looking at a taller wall. Anything that's sunken below the wall is going to be covered up a bit. That's what I see right there, which is why the stairs look like this. To me, I don't think that this is like the most of the stairs. That the stairs really like begin kind of here-ish, and then like really go in, and then depending on like how the perspective works out, something like that mostly, and that this is more on the same flat ground as this. So like this little patch over here is on the same as all of this, and that's why it's flush, and that's why this is recessed in. It just shows how much of a mess that this whole like little bit right here is what's causing all these issues and whatnot. Sure, it could maybe go down here, but I don't see a practical application. I don't think it's as cool as this being some kind of secret underground path of magic and fun and stuff. Let's look at it this way. This is flat. This is flat and cuts across. So these stairs, where are they going to go? Because this is on the base level with everything else. So the stairs can only go underground. Also, going back out and looking at the full map, it seems like that there is an easy way to make a connection if we look at that full map compared to the other things, because, okay, we get down into it, and then we can see, hey, we need to get here somewhere. We need to get here somehow, and it just seems like having an underground path, or if there's like some kind of larger city around here, it would make sense, because that was one of the biggest reasons of the buildup. The reason why the video was so long is because if there was more cities, if there was already very easy to point out gems, yeah, we wouldn't really have much of a case for this doing anything now, would we? But it seems like there's more to the Alola region because there's a lot of really empty patches and just a seemingly suspicious lack of cities, so there has to be something somewhere else, and the only place it could be is below the sea. Also, I really like the idea that Game Freak could be going for by having something underwater, that if you make like a giant tube that you could go undersea with, or something like that, like we see in aquariums, or like we could just imagine on some large fantasy video gaming scale, that would be absolutely beautiful. And so far, how well thought out the Alola region has been, I believe it. I believe that we could see something like that in the region, and I just don't understand why people have to be so aggressive and shitty about it. So that's kind of one of the things about it. Yes, it could just straight up go down to here, or it could not. That's why people see things differently. That's all that the video was about. I don't know why people get carried away so much. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.